Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, that's Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock-specific questions. Now, in case you're here for the first time, well, you can send me all the questions that you have regarding the stocks in your portfolio. If you have some doubts about fresh stocks that are coming onto your watch list, then send me all your queries on this WhatsApp number that's flashing on your screens. Now, you can also write in your name, location and contact details. We can give you an opportunity to speak to our guests live on the show and get a custom-made advice for yourself. You can also log on to our YouTube channel, that's Business Today. Go on to Daily Calls Live. Use the comment section there to send me your questions. I'll be happy to address it with our top guest. Today we will be joined by two experts who will be joining in on the program. Nilesh Jain will be joining in first. He's the head of Vice President and Technical Derivatives Research at Centrum Broking. Thereafter at 12:30 we'll have Jay Thakkar joining in. He's the head of Derivatives and Quant Research at ICICI Securities. Now we will quickly look at how the markets are shaping up. It's been choppy ride. Remember, we've been seeing a whole lot of narrow band consolidation in the market since the last 2 weeks or so, and now we again see another week that started on a back foot, and in fact the markets have tested 25,050 on the downside as well. And right now, if you see, the markets have already slipped by about 1.7% in the last 1 week. Let's see how it pans out today. The volatility is definitely higher. You can see the India VIX that's up by about 2 to 2.5% odd in trade. But let's look at all the sectors and the stocks that are on the move. We have media stocks, pharma, small caps, mid caps, consumer durables, PSU banks, realty, metals, all of them in fine shape in the morning. You can actually see about a 0.5% uptick to almost 0.9% uptick on these stocks. Now, within the sectors that are still lagging, IT, that continues to reel under pressure. It started off from last week when TCS came out with muted set of numbers, and thereafter the sentiment has been consistently on a weaker note. Today, HCL Tech also comes up with the numbers from the large caps. You have Tata Technologies that also comes up with the numbers. Now, apart from this, financial services, banks, they are also slightly lower in trade. Auto and FMCG are also lagging. What's moving in trade as far as the stocks are concerned on the Nifty? You have Eternal, that's up by 2.7% at 270 odd levels. You have Sun Pharma, that's up by 0.7%. You also have Adani Enterprises, Titan, Apollo Hospitals, ONGC, ITC, all of these stocks that are higher. Whereas on the lower end, Wipro, Jio Financial, Infi, Tech Mahindra, all of these stocks that are down by about 1.5 to 2.5 odd percent. What's also up in trade today is Vodafone Idea in the F&O segment. You can see a 6% uptick on this one. Piramal Enterprises, Piramal Pharma, they are higher. On the lower end, you have Mazagon Dock after a sell rating from brokerage house today. Then you have AU Small Finance Bank and Angel One also lagging a tad bit in the trade. Let me also quickly look at how the broader markets and some of the stocks there are actually moving up in trade today. You have Newland Laboratories, that's definitely smartly higher in trade. It's picked up pace after the morning move. Now it's at a 12% uptick on Newland Laboratories. You can also see names like Anand Rathi Wealth that from the earnings point, they have been consistently moving higher. You also have Flair writing, Ola Electric is at a 7% uptick right now that you can see currently on the back of the earnings that have come in. 42.5 can be seen on this one. And similarly, you have several other names that are also higher. Let me welcome Nilesh Jain, who's joining in now, Head and Vice President of Technical Derivatives at Centrum, to share with us his market view. Warm welcome to you, Nilesh. Good to have you with us. Tell us, how do you, want to trade the markets at the beginning of this week? It's again started off on a back foot, but where is it that gives you the confidence in the markets, and what are you cautious about?
Very good afternoon to you, Sakshi. Well, absolutely, the week has started on a cautious note. In fact, the markets are witnessing a breakdown today. Looking at the structure of the Nifty, it has already broken below its 21-day moving average. That's the short-term support that has already been reached on Friday. Today, it is likely to make an attempt to break 25,000 as well. So that's the important support as of now. We are keeping an eye on. If it breaks below 25,000, then the target on the lower side comes somewhere around 24,800 to 24,650 as well. So as of now, it's at a make or break level of 25,000. These are the spot levels. So watch out for that. Coming to Bank Nifty, see, comparatively, Bank Nifty is looking a better place since it has already given a decent correction. 56,200, 56,300 is the important support zone now. So there could be possibility of going forward. There could be possibility of a selling pressure to continue. As of now, there is no clear trade in the bank nifty, but comparatively the structure looks better placed till time it doesn't break below 56,000 mark. So this is the kind of a market where one should focus on stocks and sectors, because we are witnessing a good momentum in the stock specifically if you see broader markets which are trading in a positive territory. So that is giving a good play to bet on mid cap and small cap counters.
Okay, got that. Well, we already are starting to get some questions for you, Nilesh. So we'll start off with the Q&A round now, and of course, we'll keep coming back with more queries to you, and of course, some of your top choice of stocks as well. Let's take the first question. This one is from our WhatsApp that we are getting. Mohan from Bengaluru has written in. He says, "Hi Sakshi and the entire team of Business Today. I want to really say that you guys are doing great work and helping retail investors at large." Thank you, Mohan, for such wonderful words that you've written in. The question is it the right time to take any fresh position in Adani Power? And also, if you could suggest me on Ramco Cements from the cement basket. I want to take fresh position in both. I have a long-term horizon, but want to understand whether both these stocks are good enough to be included in the portfolios. So from the power space, Adani Power, and cement space, Ramco Cement. Could you look at the charts and tell us, Nilesh, are these well poised at the current levels to be taken a fresh entry into?
Right, Sakshi. So out of these two, Ramco Cement looks attractive at current level as well, given the kind of time horizon of more than 1 year. The stock has a potential to deliver good return. It has already hit a new record high. The structure still looks strong. On the upside, it may touch the levels of 1350, 1500, or maybe 1700 plus kind of levels within over a 1 year time frame kind of horizon. So overall structure looks strong. Buy and decline should be the strategy, or it can be added in a staggered manner as well. Coming to Adani Power, see, this has been one of the extremely volatile counter. So given this kind of volatility, usually we avoid giving any sort of recommendation in Adani Power. But if somebody wants to buy this particular stock, keep a very tight stop loss somewhere around 570. And on the upside, from a short-term perspective, it may test 650, 680 levels. But positionally, I would prefer to go with better options available within the power space, the Tata Power, Power Grid, or maybe Coal India. So these are the better options available. As a positional trade, it's an avoid.
Okay, fair point. Taking the next one then, we will also take some questions that are coming in on our YouTube channel with you. Before I go ahead and take some of those questions, just wanted to ask you, Nilesh, if you could also highlight for us a safe zone in the markets, because the markets for the third week are now entering into a consolidative zone. So, if one has to probably select some certain stocks, which are the pockets that one should continue to look at?
Right, Sakshi. So first of all, as mentioned, today could be an important date as far as Nifty is concerned. It is currently near about its psychological support zone of 25,000. So if it defends those levels, then there are high possibility of a short-term base formation. There could be possibility of a pullback to continue as well. So this is the market where we are expecting sort of a volatility. So the focus should be on defensive. Consumption should be in play. Insurance space like HDFC Life, SBI Life. So insurance play is looking positive. Apart from that, a couple of pharma names as well, like Glenmark. We have already seen a good spurt on Friday. Apart from that, Divi's, Dr. Reddy and Biocon are the other few names that are looking positive on the chart. And as mentioned, within consumption space, stocks like Dabur, HUL, Tata Consumer, these are few names that can be added in the portfolio from a short-term perspective, because in this kind of market, we are witnessing a sort of a sector rotation. So consumption is a better place in terms of margin of safety. And lastly, auto space, selective auto counters are looking positive and can be added in the portfolio. Stocks like Ashok Leyland. Apart from that, Eicher Motor is also looking positive purely from a short to medium term perspective, and Mahindra and Mahindra. So these are a couple of auto stocks that are looking positive, can be added in the portfolio.
Okay, got that. All right, we'll take the first question that's coming in on our YouTube now. Nilesh, this is from Jay Reddy. Jaya says, I'm from Hyderabad and I'm holding 1000 shares of Brightcom Group since at 120 odd levels. After a long time, they have got relisted and resumed trading on exchanges starting July 14. And of course, remember, this stock has been under the SEBI scanner for violation of accounting norms. And, now BSE and NSE have revoked the suspension of trading of its shares, and consequently the trading has resumed on Brightcom starting today. Any suggestion on this stock? Because a lot of people have been stuck in this stock from a really long time, even though we have time and again on our channel also reiterated various negative flows that kept on coming and news flows that kept on arising around this group from the exchanges, from the regulator also, so that people are aware. But there are still some people, and one of our viewers is stuck in this stock. What is the way out, Nilesh?
See, Sakshi, historically, if you just pull up last 2-3 year chart of Brightcom Group, as you can see, there has been many uppers and lower circuits. So this is highly liquid counter, operator driven counter, and because of that reason, it has been suspended for some time. Now, since it has once again got started trading today, so I would advise whatever pullback you are getting in this particular stock, use that pullback to exit, because you have better options available in large cap, mid cap, and small cap category. So this is a micro cap category where very illiquidity is there. So better to avoid taking any sort of fresh entry. And those are already holding the long position. If you are getting your buy price or maybe near to cost price, better to exit and shift to the better options available.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question. Next, let's take another question, and this one is from Vasant Reddy. This one is, the question is on, okay, we'll take one more question and then we'll take Vasant Reddy's question because the clarity is not there on the stock that he's asking. Anuj Singh wants to know about Thyrocare Technology shares. He says, मैम मैंने 1125 के रेट पर 100 शेयर्स खरीदे हैं. इसका अब आगे टारगेट क्या होगा थायरोकेयर टेक्नोलॉजीज के चार्ट को अगर आप स्टडी करके बता पाए नीलेश जी?
वेल, थायरोकेयर इसका स्ट्रक्चर काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग है एंड एंट्री प्राइस काफी अच्छी है, रिसेंटली परचेज किया है. सो एक मोमेंटम प्ले हो सकता है. ऊपरी स्तर पर 1170 1200 तक की जगह है. इनफैक्ट आप अगर थोड़ा सा समय दे सकते हैं तो बिल्कुल यहाँ पे 1200 के भी ऊपर ये काउंटर जाता हुआ नजर आ सकता है. तो स्टे पुट, लॉन्ग पोजीशन में बने रहें, 1100 का स्टॉप लॉस लगाएं और ऊपरी स्तर पर अगर प्योरली ट्रेडिंग के पर्सपेक्टिव से लिया है तो 1160 1170 का लेवल ध्यान में रखें और थोड़ा सा समय देंगे तो 1200 और 1250 तक के भी लेवल ऊपरी स्तरों पर देखने को मिल सकते हैं.
ओके, गॉट दैट. चलिए अगला सवाल भी ले लेते हैं और ये सवाल हमारे पास आया है मनोज भाई कपाड़िया का और ये गैब्रियल इंडिया के ऊपर पूछना चाहते हैं नीलेश आपसे. लिखते हैं, मेरे पास गैब्रियल के शेयर हैं 940 के भाव पर, 1 साल तक मैं यहाँ पर रुक सकता हूँ. इस शेयर को भी आप कैसे देख रहे हैं? काफ़ी दमदार रैली हमने गैब्रियल के शेयर्स में देखी है. इस साल में भी काफ़ी बढ़िया रिटर्न्स निवेशकों को देखने को मिले हैं. इनकी जो खरीद है वो 940 के भाव पर है, फिलहाल 1100 के ऊपर चल रहा है, तो प्रॉफिट्स में है और 1 साल तक रुक सकते हैं. नीलेश जी, यहाँ पर क्या राय होगी आपकी?
बिल्कुल, देखिए एक सेक्युलर अपट्रेंड में रहा है ये स्टॉक और लगातार एक सीरीज ऑफ हाइट एंड बॉटम फॉर्मेशन बनते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं. स्ट्रक्चर स्ट्रॉन्ग है और काफी नीचे की खरीद है, तो यहाँ पे एक ट्रेलिंग स्टॉप लॉस जरूर लगाने की सलाह होगी इन ऑर्डर टू प्रोटेक्ट द कैपिटल एज वेल एज द प्रॉफिट. तो 1020 के आसपास का अब इंपॉर्टेंट सपोर्ट है. 1020 के नीचे जब तक नहीं जाता है तब तक स्ट्रक्चर पॉजिटिव है. 1 साल का काफी लंबा नजरिया है, तो बिल्कुल यहाँ पे बने रहें. ऊपरी स्तरों पर 1400 1500 तक के भी लेवल देखने को मिल सकते हैं और शॉर्ट टर्म के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखें तो 1150 टू 1200 तक की जगह है. बट हो सकता है इन बिटवीन अप्स एंड डाउन हमें देखने को मिले और काउंटर एक बार फिर से निचले स्तर दिखा सकता है. बट स्टे पुट, कीप अ स्टिक, टेलिंग स्टॉप लॉस, स्ट्रक्चर पॉजिटिव है.
ओके, गॉट दैट. चलिए अगला सवाल भी ले लेते हैं और ये सवाल है वैभव शर्मा का. ये लिखते हैं कि मैम मेरे पास नेटवर्क 18 मीडिया के शेयर्स हैं 58 के भाव पर, 10,000 शेयर्स हैं मेरे पास. इसका टारगेट क्या होगा? अगले 1 से 2 महीने तक का ही व्यू है, तो शॉर्ट टर्म के नजरिए से स्टॉक में ट्रेड करना चाहते हैं.
माफ कीजिए साक्षी, कौन सा स्टॉक है?
नेटवर्क 18 मीडिया 55.6 पर चल रहा है, अभी 1.5% ऊपर है। इनकी जो
Right.
खरीद है वो 58.5 की है।
देखिए यहाँ पे स्ट्रक्चर काफी वीक है, हालांकि नीचे से हमने थोड़ी बहुत अच्छी रिकवरी भी देखी है, बट काउंटर कॉन्स्टेंटली अपने 200 डे मूविंग एवरेज का रेजिस्टेंस फेस कर रहा है। तो यहाँ से व्यू क्लियर है कि 60 रुपीज के आसपास अगर ये आता है, जिसके चांसेस ज्यादा है कि एक पुल बैक आ सकता है, तो वहां पे आप अपना प्रॉफिट बांध ले या फिर कॉस्ट प्राइस पे आए तो भी इस पर्टिकुलर काउंटर से एग्जिट कर ले, क्योंकि शॉर्ट टू मीडियम टर्म के लिहाज से स्ट्रक्चर साइडवेज टू वीक है। अगर लंबा नजरिया 1 साल तक समय दे सकते हैं तो यहाँ पे 51 रुपए का स्टॉप लॉस रखना होगा, 51 का स्टॉप लॉस होगा, और एक बार के लिए बने रह सकते हैं। इंपॉर्टेंट लेवल 60 का है, 60 के ऊपर निकलेगा उसके बाद ही हमें यहाँ पे बड़ी तेजी देखने को मिलेगी।
ठीक है, चलिए अगला सवाल भी ले लेते हैं। कुछ सवाल हमारे व्हाट्सएप के जरिए भी हमें दर्शक भेज रहे हैं, उनके सवाल लेते हैं। राजीव कुमार का सवाल पहले नोएडा से आया हुआ है। ये लिखते हैं 200 शेयर्स हैं टाटा एलेक्सी के ऊपर 1000 के लेवल से 2018 से होल्ड कर रहे हैं, अब इस पर क्या करना चाहिए? इन द व्यू ऑफ पुअर रिजल्ट्स ही सेज फॉर सेवरल क्वार्टर्स नाउ, इज इट अ होल्ड और अ सेल? प्लीज ऑल्सो एडवाइस व्हाट एग्जैक्टली शुड माई स्ट्रैटेजी बी फ्रॉम हियर ऑन? Well, if you're holding on since 1000 odd levels, you still have, huge profit sitting, on your books. So that's a great one. But the good part is that you are still inquisitive about whether it makes sense to continue to hold on to these stocks, or has it run its course. There are times, Nilesh, that, we do see a peak of a stock and then the stock really lies low for a long time. Tata Elxsi used to be seen as one of the best performing stocks in this, niche category that it used to be in the initial part, and that's how people who had an early entry really celebrated some remarkable levels. But of course, Tata Elxsi from last couple of years has again been lying low. What exactly would your thought be?
Well, first of all, congratulations to him. He's already holding a multi-bagger stock, and he has seen all the cycles. There was an uptrend, there was a downtrend, and from past 3 years, stock is stuck in a very tight range as well. So sideways move is something that we are witnessing. In the year 2022, the stock made a high about 10,000 levels, and from those levels, we have seen almost 50% correction. Now, good part is that time-wise correction seems to be over. Now, from here, we can expect a gradual upward to continue. There could be possibility of 7 to 8,000 kind of levels on the upside from a short to medium term perspective. As I assume that he can hold it for a longer term time frame, I would advise to stay put in this particular stock. Keep a trailing stop loss 5,600. The stock gradually is likely to inch towards 8,000, or maybe previous all-time high might be tested going forward. But for that, he needs to give some more time, maybe 2 to 3 year kind of time frame. If somebody has in this particular stock, then stay put.
Okay. Let's take another one. This one is from one of our viewers, again on our YouTube that we are getting. This is Shaumalia Biswas from Kolkata. He says, I have 6 lots of 24,500 option at 51.2. This is on 24th of July expiry that I have got. So this is, I think, Nifty is asking, and he wants to know about a stop loss and target of this option, and should he hold it or not. 6 lots at 24,500, bought at 51.2, 24 July expiry.
Is it a call or put? 24,500, I think it's a put strike. 24,500 put strike. Sakshi, can you please clear?
24,500 option is what he has at the rate of 51.2. 6 lots is what he has at 24th of July expiry.
Right. So 24th of July, 24,500 put strike, which is currently trading at 30 rupees. Looking at the structure of the Nifty, if it breaks below 25,000, then I think there will be a huge sell-off that we might see of maybe 200 to 400 points. But for that, a decisive breakdown below 25,000 is needed. But from here, if at all we see any reversal or a pullback, there could be possibility of a short covering rally that will take Nifty towards 25,200 as well. So as mentioned, we are at make or break level. So stay put in your long position in the put option. Keep a stop loss at 20 rupees. Currently it is at 31 rupees. So 24,500, this particular strike one can hold and keep a stop loss at 20, pull back towards 50, 60. That can be a good exit price.
Okay, fair point. Let's take another one. Again, this one is from one of our viewers on our YouTube itself. This one is Ankur Modi. He says, "Hi Sakshi, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Very well, Ankur. Thanks for asking." The question is on Bajaj Finserv. No, in fact, there is a question on not just Bajaj Finance but also another small finance company. This is Bed Housing Finance that he's asking on as well, and wants to know. It's a small NBFC. Results are okay, but it's quite a lot, lower from its all-time high levels. So, is it a good time to really invest in this stock from the NBFC space? A small company, Bed Finance.
Right, Bait Finance, currently it is at 11 rupees. We really don't track this particular stock structure. If you look at technical front, it is constantly going in a downtrend, witnessing a lower top and lower bottom formation. So this stock has been one of the underperformer. So avoid taking any sort of a contra bet or long position in this particular stock. You have better options within NBFC space available. So focus out there. I'll also recommend couple of stocks, but as far as base finance is concerned, if you have already bought it, then keep a strict stop loss at 11 and exit on pullback. Now coming to NBFC space as a whole looks strong today. If you see, Piramal Enterprise has given a good spurt of more than 7-8%. And apart from that, couple of stocks that are also looking positive within this space: Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv. Both the stocks can be added on declines, and another small stock that is SPFC Finance. So if you want to stay invested in this particular space, SBFC, SBFC could be a better options. 117 is current market price, and we are expecting a gradual up move towards 130 to 135. So keep a stop loss at 110, and NBFC can be a better options.
Okay, let's take some more questions on our WhatsApp that are coming in. We'll take Ravi Mishra's question. This is from Delhi. He says, "Namaskar ma'am." नमस्कार आपको भी रवि जी, कैसे हैं आप? ये लिखते हैं, मेरे पास एजिस लॉजिस्टिक्स के शेयर हैं 200 शेयर से 853 के भाव पर. यहाँ पर पूछना चाहते हैं स्टॉक पर शॉर्ट टर्म व्यू क्या होगा आपका?
देखिए, शॉर्ट टर्म व्यू नेगेटिव है क्योंकि काउंटर में लगातार ऊपर से हम दबाव देख रहे हैं. सीरीज ऑफ वीकनेस हमें देखने को मिल रही है. स्ट्रक्चर ये इंडिकेट कर रहा है कि निचले स्तरों पर 700 और 680 तक के लेवल टेस्ट हो सकते हैं. तो स्ट्रेटेजी तो ये होनी चाहिए कि कोई भी पुल बैक अगर 780 800 के आसपास का मिलता है तो उस पुल बैक को यूज करें एग्जिट करने के लिए अपनी लॉन्ग पोजीशन में से. स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा सा वीक है.
ठीक है, स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा सा वीक है, यहाँ पर आप इस हिसाब से आगे बढ़ सकते हैं. स्ट्रैटेजी आपके साथ शेयर की गई है. ज़मीर लिखते हैं चेन्नई से. ही सेज, आई एम होल्डिंग RVNL shares 5000 shares bought at 70 levels. IRFC also I bought at 70 levels, and Ircon International which I bought at 104. So 3 stocks within the railway space is what he has in his portfolio. He says, although I'm very positive on the railway sector's growth for the long term, I have a plan to hold these stocks for 5 years plus. My question is on Ircon International particularly, since they're not getting any new orders, and I want to know whether this is the one that I should exit from on Ircon International within the entire basket. How is the chart structure looking, Nilesh, and would you also advise maybe switching to some other stock? He already has some other stocks like an RVNL or IRFC within his portfolio.
See, Sakshi, all the railway stocks are going through some bit of a consolidation now. We have already seen a good profit taking happening in this particular space. So, Ircon, again, if you see any positive news in this particular sector, then this stock move along with each other. So, all the 3 stocks have a similar structure and currently indicating a weakness in the short run. So ideal strategy should be to exit from the railway basket as of now from a short-term perspective, or maybe you can, shift to the better options available, better sectors like we have already mentioned about consumption space, NBFC space, or maybe auto space. So better options available as far as sector is concerned. In this particular space, Ircon, if you want to stay put, then keep a strict stop loss at 185, because below 185, we may see a breakdown, and then probably 170, 160 kind of levels can be seen. So as of now, if you are holding, then you can stay put. Exit on pullback should be the strategy. 200, 225, these are the good levels to exit.
Okay, got that. So I hope this is a strategy that you've definitely noted down for yourself. Let's take another one. This one is from one of our viewers on our YouTube, Saurabh Goyal. He says, good afternoon, Sakshi. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Goyal. The question is on Raymond Realty. He says, I'm now feeling stuck at the levels of 1033. I bought this stock. What should I be doing now? Should I average or should I just exit? Yes, of course, there was a lot of momentum around the Raymond related stocks when realty shares were to get listed. On 1st of July, they got listed and there was a lot of momentum around that time. But slowly and gradually, the stock has actually come down over the last fortnight after getting listed. What would your suggestion be on Raymond Realty? I know you don't have much data on this, it's just a 15-day-old stock. But looking at the entire Raymond group and what the momentum is, if you could also suggest something, Nilesh.
Well, Sakshi, it's merely 10 days of data as I can see on the screen. It's a recent listing, and looking at the overall structure, uh, looks like a weak setup for this particular stock. And still, there are no signs of reversal, so there could be possibility of a further downtrend to continue. So ideally, the strategy should be book on exit on pullback. If you see any pullback towards 900, 920, that can be a good exit point for this particular stock. And I do not see any sort of a V-shape recovery in this particular stock. Structure is still looking weak, so better to exit on pullback.
Exit on pullback. I hope this has also answered your question. Take a next one. This one is from Chandan Jain. He's from Hubli in Karnataka. He wants to know about KFin Technologies. He says, I can buy the stock for 1 year. What kind of a target should I keep in mind? What levels should I take an entry in? Can this stock also surpass 2000 odd levels is what he wants to know. Now, we have seen the capital market story develop very strong over the last couple of years. So far in the last 2 weeks or so, there has been some dampness because we have seen a Jane Street issue come in and that's created some issue. But on players like KFin Tech, what would you advise?
See, K FinTech is a good stock. We have seen a good momentum recently. The stock also formed a good bottoming out process, bottoming out formation. So, from a 1 year time frame, it's a good idea to add in the portfolio as far as K FinTech this particular stock is concerned. The stock has a very good support near about 1180. So, ideally, that should be the stop loss for the long position. And on the upside, we can expect a gradual recovery, gradual momentum towards 1600 to 1700. So that's the kind of target one can keep an eye on from a 1 year perspective. Looks positive, yes, can be added in the portfolio, but buy in multiple tranches. Do not buy at one go. Keep some space, keep some cash in your hand. If at all you see any correction towards 1250, 1200, you can deploy the remaining cash in on the corrections. So good stock from a 1 year time frame. Stay put.
Okay, stay put. Next, we have this question coming in from one of our viewers, and the question is: Hi Sakshi and hi Nilesh sir, can you please tell me your view on Motherson at 205 and NCC at 282? What exactly should I be doing? This is Sri Hari Krishna from Hyderabad writing in. Mr. Sri Hari Krishna will definitely address your questions. Motherson Sumi at 205 and NCC at 282.
See, Motherson, this particular stock has been one of the underperformer, and we have seen a lot of consolidation. Still, there are no clear trend visible. The stock is no doubt gradually moving higher. It has also surpassed its all long-term and short-term moving averages. So that is a positive sign for this particular stock. We need a breakout, a decisive breakout over 160. If it crosses 160 mark, then the target would be somewhere around 180 to 185. Maybe 200 plus kind of levels can be seen. But for that, you need to give some more time, maybe 1 year, 2 year kind of time frame. You need to have it in your mind because the stock is a slightly slow mover. First of all, also keep a stick stop loss as well. 140 should be your stick stop loss as far as long position is concerned. Now, coming to NCC, it is looking slightly on a weaker side from a short term perspective. 210 should be your stop loss for the long position. If you see any pullback towards 240, 250, then you should probably review again. And since I can see the stock has given a good correction now, so if you can hold it for 1 year plus kind of time horizon, then I think there could be possibility of a gradual up move to continue. So if you have a time horizon of 1 year plus, then stay put.
Okay, fair point. So if you have a longer horizon, you can stay put. That's the advice that's been shared with you. Let's take another one. This one is from Kalyan from Bangalore. He says, hi, Sakshi, I want to know about Godavari biorefiners. Can I continue to add this stock at the current levels as well for the long term? I'm already holding some shares in my portfolio. He has not shared the levels at which he's holding, but he wants to keep on adding this stock in his portfolio. The stock has seen some run up in the last couple of months or so. Any suggestion on Godavari?
Right, we have seen a good run up in last couple of months and looks positive from a short to medium term perspective. This stock can move towards 400 as well. So first of all, keep a stop loss at 250, and on the upside, a breakout above 300 will open upside towards 360 to 400. So yes, can be added in the portfolio on declines, but keep a strict stop loss.
Okay. We'll take last question with you, Nilesh on the program before we let you go. This one is from Momita from Kolkata. She says, hi Sakshi, hope you're doing well. I'm very well, Momita. Thanks for asking. Hope the same for you. She talks about defense stocks. Two of them she has in her portfolio. One is Idea Forge and the other one is Paras Defense. Paras Defense she got at 803 and Idea Forge she got at 540. What is your view on both of these stocks is what she asks.
See, within defense spec, Idea Forge has been one of the underperformer. Although recently we saw a good spurt, but again the stock has come down a little bit. Stock is looking slightly on a weaker side, so sell on right should be the strategy as far as Idea Forge is concerned. If you have bought it from a short to medium term perspective, unless if you have a horizon of 1 year plus, then you can stay put. But as of now, the structure is looking slightly on a weaker side. It has a very strong support at 540. If you want to stay put, then keep a stop loss at those levels as well. Now, coming to Paris Defense, it has a similar setup, but this particular counter looks better placed than Idea Forge, and it has a very strong support at 760. So, first of all, keep a stop loss at 760. If you see any pullback towards 840, 850, or maybe 900, use that pullback to exit because defense story seems to be over from a short term perspective. There could be possibility of a time wise correction, so there is no momentum as of now. If you want to stay put for 1 year plus kind of time horizon, then probably you can, stay invested in these stocks. But otherwise, there is no point.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also answered your question there. Thank you so much for joining in with us, Nilesh, and helping all our viewers out with all their queries. Always, we have a great time with you on air while you explain to our viewers the exact strategies that they must be following on their strategies and the stock portfolios that they have. Thank you so much and appreciate your time.
Thank you, Sakshi.
All right, viewers, we'll start looking at the markets yet again. 101 points lower in trade at 25,048. So it's a tad bit choppy as we can see and a muted start to this entire week. But a lot of it depends on the macro data, the earnings, micro data that's coming in, and of course the global picture to really help us understand whether there can be soon enough, time when we can celebrate higher highs on the markets too. We also have Jay now joining in on the program. Warm welcome to you, Jay. Jay, you all know, is the head of derivatives and quant research, vice president of ICICI Securities, and he's joining in. Jay, warm welcome. Good to have you with us. Your sense on the markets and what is your current take on the current situation that we are in? A lot of earnings coming in. They are also, somehow weighing on the sentiments on the D Street. There is a global overhang that we are looking at as well. Macro data is yet to come out, so that's something that we'll keep an eye out on. But how are you navigating through all of these to really identify strategies for yourself and for your clients?
Sure. First of all, very good afternoon to you, Sakshi, and
Good
thanks for
afternoon.
having me on the show again. Well, as far as the markets are concerned, Nifty is definitely trading weak. Relatively, Bank Nifty is outperforming today. In fact, in the last trading session, all of them were down, but then relatively, Bank Nifty or the financials are outperforming today. But I think that, Sakshi, the overall setup after breaking 25,300, 400 range on the downside seems to be negative. So, it's sideways to negative. However, so 25,000 till those levels are held on a closing basis for today, Sakshi. You can see some bounce back coming in for a target of say 25,000, 150, 200. But overall, now until 25,400 levels aren't taken off, I think the trend will be sideways to negative on Nifty. So the indicators have gone down. If you see Sakshi, then apart from Nifty FMCG, Nifty Pharma, rest most of the, or maybe Nifty MNC, rest most of the indices are trading with a negative bias, with a negative crossover. Hence, I believe that the short-term trend can be negative.
Okay. Jay, we have a lot of questions coming in for you, so we'll straight away dive into those questions. We have this first question from Vivek. He says, can you, sir, please tell me about Tata Motors for next week? I have a call option at 710 that I have for 31st July expiry. What should I be doing?
Looks weak, Sakshi. For definitely, Tata Motors look weak. To me, till 700 levels are not taken off, the overall trend is negative. I think if someone is holding a call option, should be exiting or probably even buying a put option of say 670 or nearby to hedge the position, or else sell the higher level call option of 700 to hedge the position. That is what I can say. If you
Okay.
want to stay with your view, hedge it, else exit.
Okay. Next, Saurabh writes in and he says, good afternoon to you, Sakshi. Good afternoon to you, Saurabh, as well. He wants to know about Avenue Supermarts, Jay. 20 shares at 4100 levels, currently around 2% of a loss. Wants to know, should I exit, move on to some other stock? The stock has been lagging for some time. Earnings have also been not very enthusiastic. Again, this time also weaker than expected earnings have come in.
Yeah.
There is also a margin drop. What will you suggest?
Yeah. Absolutely correct, Sakshi. 21, that is 2021. Since then, the stock has been trading within a range. And the range is
Yeah.
quite big, it's wide. I mean, it's 5,500 on the upside to 3,500 on the downside. So that's 2,000 points range. And you are trading at 4,000 right now, which is close to the lower end of the range. So I would say the gentleman can hold on with a stop loss of say 3,200, probably, keeping 10% more downside to the lower end of the range. Okay, if that breaks, then definitely the range is breaking down. Else, it can jump to say 5,000, 5,500, and there is where he can review it, whether to book profit or probably exit. Or maybe, continue holding it for a range breakout on the upside. But then this stock is into the range. So, you can trade this range unless you get a breakout.
Okay, let's take another one. This one is from one of our viewers on our YouTube also. So let's take some questions from here. This
Sure.
question is from Vicky Kumar. He says, good afternoon. I have NTPC green shares at 108. Should I hold or sell?
Well, NTPC Green is a non-FNO stock, so I have to provide a technical view as a disclaimer and mostly look into derivatives and cons. So quantitatively, if I look at it, it's actually, I think the overall stock seems to be good. I'm positive in this entire sector, and I think till 94 levels are held, the stock in the medium term perspective can look at, one can look for the levels of 130, 140 odd going forward. So yes, till 94 levels are held, you can continue holding this.
Okay. Preeti Agarwal says, good afternoon to you, Jay sir. I want to know about Ratan India Enterprises. I have 15,000 shares at 65 levels. Should I hold or sell? If I can also combine one more stock which is on Ratan India Power that has actually come in from one of our viewers who's holding it at around 16 odd levels. This used to be a pocket that suddenly had got a lot of retail investors' interest, and a lot of people really got into the stock at the momentum and at the peak of the momentum as well, and then they have been feeling stuck in these two shares. Any suggestion of any revival on these stocks, Ratan India Enterprises and Power?
Well, less liquid stock, I would say, Sakshi. I mean, at least until 21, there was less of liquidity. I mean, you saw the stock moving higher on the upper circuit or upper limit continuously, and then since then, when the volumes came into the stock went sideways. So unless there were no volumes, it was unidirectional, that is up, and then it's sideways, and then the range has been so far 90 to 40, right? So I would say that, I mean, yes, now the liquidity has come. We have seen good volumes coming back into the stock. If I look at the momentum, all of it looks positive. So I think the stop loss is too wide.
Yeah. Okay.
Until 35, then one can continue holding it for a target of say 90, 100. That's about Ratan India Enterprise. And as far as RTN Power is concerned,
Yes.
Sakshi, then I would say that See, overall sectorally, power sector, as I said, whether energy, green energy, all of that, I'm bullish. I'm sure in the long term, this all are going to perform even better. I mean, undoubtedly. And RTN power is concerned, I mean, out here, if you see the volumes have really expanded since, 23 mid. Actually, the past 2 years, the volumes have expanded. With that, the price have also expanded on the upside until 22. So yes, I think that 8.5 is the level. I mean, percentage-wise, it would look actually 50%, but 15.5 is where it is trading right now. But you cannot have 1-2 rupees kind of a trade in this kind of a stock, right? So 8.5 could be the stop loss, and one can eye for around say more than double or so, based on the volume price action.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question. Let's take some questions that are coming in again on our WhatsApp. We have this question is from Teja from Nellore. He wants to know about ITC. Is it a good stock to hold for long term? What would you suggest? We have seen some FMCG stocks come back into flavor since last 1 or 2 weeks. ITC, would you really bet big on it?
Lighter on, I would say there was always one of the movie Teja Kaun hai, and he's the one. So,
Yes, Teja Nellore se hai.
okay. So I would say that's the ITC. I mean, we all know that BAT has considerably reduced its position into ITC. I mean, that is British Tobacco Company, and because of which stock has not performed. It has witnessed the supply or selling pressure at the upper end. Currently, looking at the FMCG sector, yes, it's the one of the sector which is outperforming the market overall right now. That's that and pharma. So I believe that 400, my friend, is a good support. Till those levels are held on the closing basis, you can see ITC bouncing back till 445, 460 range, probably in July until August series.
Okay, let's take another one. This one is from one of our viewers that we have Madan from Lucknow. Wants to know about Natco Pharma, bought at 1009 levels. What is the future outlook on this one? Any targets or stop losses that you could suggest on Natco Pharma?
See, Natco is again a non-IPO stock, and see, it was doing good, Sakshi. I mean, technically, it had provided a breakout beyond the levels of 1200, but then it's back into that range with increase in volumes and a huge selling pressure. So I think that now on the upside, unless you're not seeing this stock again moving beyond those levels of say 1200, one should be avoiding. In fact, got better stocks in pharma which are doing really good. I mean, one is Laurus. Second is, I would say, from the pharma pack, then it is PPL Pharma, Laurus Labs, right? I mean, these are the few names which I know are doing good. I mean, Glenmark recently had given a good breakout, but I would not recommend it now because of the deal kind of, it went into, but now the risk would not be favorable. But then
Yeah.
Laurus, PPL Pharma, Piramal Enterprise, a mix of, NBFC Pharma, and all that. I mean, these are all doing good. So you can focus on those stocks rather than, being into or continuing into Natco.
Sure.
Switch it.
स्विच इट, दैट्स द व्यू. गौरव आगरा से लिखते हैं, नमस्ते मैम, मेरे पास पावर ग्रिड के 2000 शेयर्स हैं. इसमें मैं काफ़ी टाइम से फंसा हुआ हूँ. 300 की खरीद है मेरी और प्रॉफिट नहीं बन पा रहा है. इसमें से क्या निकल जाना सही होगा और निकल के किसी और स्टॉक में जैसे अदानी ग्रीन में स्विच करने की सलाह रहेगी या नहीं, ये सवाल है इनका. तो 300 के आसपास की खरीद है, अब 299 पे है. इस स्टॉक में एक रेंज बाउंड मूव ही चल रहा है. जय, यहाँ पर क्या सजेशन होगा आपका?
पॉइंट तो सही है. काफी टाइम से पावर ग्रिड एक रेंज में ट्रेड कर रहा है, बट और क्वेश्चन पूछा है तो ये भी सही पूछा है कि क्या अडानी ग्रीन में स्विच करे एंड कर सकते हैं. सी, अडानी ओवरऑल ग्रुप में काफी शॉर्ट्स बने और वहां पे आपका शॉर्ट कवरिंग एक्सपेक्टेड है डेटा के अनुसार. तो मैं तो ये कहूंगा कि आप कर सकते हैं. अगर आपको ऐसा है कि पूरा रिस्क नहीं लेना तो 50% आप स्विच कर सकते हैं. अदरवाइज सी, पावर ग्रिड इतना भी खराब नहीं है. लुकिंग एट द एफएनओ डेटा, आई कैन से दैट इट कैन मूव अप फ्रॉम दीज लेवल्स टू द लेवल्स ऑफ से 320 और सो. तो 300 वाला 350 तक तो जा सकता है. तो यदि आप पूरा ही स्विच करिए या तो 50% स्विच कर सकते हैं अडानी ग्रीन पे. जो आपको प्रश्न था, इट्स नॉट अ बैड स्टॉक, यू कैन स्विच इट. डिसीजन आपका है, या तो पूरा स्विच करें या तो 50-50.
ओके, चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है. नेक्स्ट हम सवाल ले लेते हैं. हमारे व्हाट्सएप पर ही बहुत सारे सवाल आ रहे हैं. सवाल है मोहित का लुधियाना से. पूछते हैं HDFC लाइफ के बारे में. 200 शेयर्स हैं इनके पास 599 पर. 2 साल तक का नजरिया है, क्या होल्ड करना चाहिए HDFC लाइफ या नहीं, ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं आपसे.
BFSI overall segment तो साक्षी काफी आउटलुक पॉजिटिव है, and HDFC Life is one of the good company wherein we have seen good long build up happening as well. Short term में थोड़ा नेगेटिव था इसमें मैं, because profit booking expected था, जो unidirectional एक one sided move जो आया इसमें right from say 600 to 800, तो ऐसा था कि थोड़ा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग हो सकता है जो हो रहा है. सो अगर आपका लंबी अवधि का नजरिया है देन डेफिनेटली आप इसमें निवेशित रहे. आई मीन आपको अच्छा रिटर्न्स दे सकता है. आई मीन दिस ओवरऑल सेगमेंट फ्रॉम द मीडियम टू लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव, BFSI in India perspective really looks positive.
Okay, got that. Let's take another one. Then this one is from one of our viewers, Vineet Kulkarni. He wants to know about Lakshmi Dental और पूछना चाहते हैं आपसे लॉन्ग टर्म पर इसका क्या आउटलुक है. लक्ष्मी डेंटल के शेयर प्राइस को देख लेते हैं और 456 पर है. आज 6% ऊपर भी है स्टॉक. पिछले 6 महीने में हालांकि 17% तक की वीकनेस रही है स्टॉक प्राइस में. और अगर हम देखें तो अपने लेवल्स 471 से थोड़ा सा नीचे ज़रूर आए हैं, लेकिन एक बार फिर से अपवर्ड ट्रैजेक्टरी शुरू ज़रूर हुई है. कैसे देखते हैं अभी आप लक्ष्मी डेंटल के शेयर को?
देखिए वॉल्यूम्स तो स्लिम है इसमें. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड से दैट. सो क्वांटिटेटिवली अगर हम देखते हैं तो प्राइस वॉल्यूम एक्शन देखते हैं साक्षी, उसके साथ साथ हम उसका मोमेंटम भी चेक करते हैं. एक चीज ये जरूर कहूंगा कि प्राइस ने अपने पिछले कुछ दिनों की एवरेज के ऊपर ट्रेड कर रहा है, सो यू कैन कंसिडर दैट एज अ ब्रेकआउट फॉर श्योर. आज का वॉल्यूम अगर मैं देखूं तो रिलेटिवली लास्ट एक महीने के वॉल्यूम से ज्यादा है, तो उस लिहाज से प्राइस वॉल्यूम ब्रेकआउट है. बट ओवरऑल अगर हम कंपेयर करें निफ्टी 500 स्टॉक्स वैसे कोई सेगमेंट से या तो बास्केट से, तो वॉल्यूम्स रिलेटिवली स्लिम है. तो ब्रेकआउट है, नो डाउट. ये स्टॉक 500 सवा 500 तक जा सकता है. बट जो स्टॉक्स में ऐसा थिन वॉल्यूम्स हो उसमें एक्सपोजर रिलेटिवली लार्ज कैप या तो जिस जो हैवीली ट्रेडेड वॉल स्टॉक्स होते हैं उससे रिलेटिवली कम होना चाहिए, तो ये भी ध्यान रखना.
ओके, गॉट दैट. चलिए एक अगला सवाल भी ले लेते हैं. इनफैक्ट कुछ व्यूअर्स के क्वेश्चंस लेने से पहले मैं जय आपसे ओला इलेक्ट्रिक के ऊपर एक व्यू जानना चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि आज स्टॉक में इंट्राडे हमने कुछ 15-16% तक का अपटिक देखा, लेकिन काफ़ी लंबे अरसे से ये स्टॉक जो है लैगार्ड कैटेगरी में आ चुका है. इनफैक्ट ये जब लिस्ट हुआ था, आपके पास डेटा तो कम ही होगा, 76 पर IPO आया, 100-150 तक भी ये स्टॉक गया, वहाँ से 75% तक की वीकनेस आई इस स्टॉक में. और अब रिजल्ट्स के बाद एकाएक अभी आप देखें 15% ऊपर ये चलता हुआ दिख रहा है 45.8 के लेवल्स पर. ऊपरी स्तरों से 50,000 करोड़ की जो मार्केट वेल्थ है वो भी इरोड हो चुकी है. क्या बढ़िया दिन आ चुके हैं? एक बार फिर से ओला में तेजी आएगी? जो लोग फंसे हुए हैं और जो लोग नए निवेश की सोच रहे हैं उनके लिए क्या सलाह देंगे आप?
पहले एज डिस्क्लेमर मैं पर्सनली यूज तो करता हूँ ये, शेयर्स नहीं है मेरे पास, राइट. एंड बट ये चीज कहूंगा कि ये कंटिन्यूसली एक डाउन ट्रेंड में था एंड वॉल्यूम्स भी बढ़े गिरावट में. आज काफी समय के बाद साक्षी एज यू सेड द स्टॉक हैज सीन दैट 15% काइंड ऑफ अ मूव विद हैवी वॉल्यूम्स with the on back of the results. So it can be a short-term relief at least for the traders who are stuck at the high levels, जो 60-70 के लेवल पर अटके. आई थिंक नेक्स्ट रेजिस्टेंस जो इसका बनकर आ रहा है वो 55 का आ रहा है. एटलीस्ट 55 तक तो जाए, 55-60 तक जाता है तो, और उसके ऊपर जाके स्टेबलाइज होगा, देन ये एक्सटेंड फर्दर कर सकते हैं अपने गेंस. बट 55 to 60 साक्षी पहले वहां तक पहुंचे, दैट टू 60 तक जाना इसको अगर है, इज स्टिल अराउंड 30%. पहले 30% और बढ़ जाए फिर रिव्यू कर सकते हैं.
ओके. चलिए उम्मीद करते हैं बहुत सारे जो दर्शक यहाँ पर फंसे हुए हैं उसके ऊपर उनको राय डेफिनेटली मिल गई होगी. वील टेक सम मोर क्वेश्चंस कमिंग इन फ्रॉम आवर व्यूअर्स नाउ. All right, and the next question is from one of our viewers on Vedanta. He wants to know, is Vedanta a good stock to hold for long term? What would you advise?
लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव ओवरऑल मेटल्स साइकिल जो है, आई थिंक आई मीन द वन थिंग Sakshi, what has happened is despite DXY falling so much from 110 to probably 96, 97 levels, metals didn't perform as it could have. And historically, if you see the kind of correlation which both of them have is very high. I mean, wherein whenever there is a fall in the DXY, generally you see the commodities going up and commodity stocks really doing good. This time around, it didn't happen much. So, if DXY from the medium to long term perspective, if we assume that it's going to be down, right, it definitely will have a positive impact on the metal and metal stocks. ओके ओवरऑल सेक्टर शॉर्ट टर्म में DXY लुक्स ओवरसोल्ड तो यहाँ से वापस 105 भी जा सकता है और 102 भी जा सकता है व्हाटएवर आई डोंट नो बट इट कैन बाउंस बैक सिंस इट इज टू ओवरसोल्ड तो शॉर्ट टर्म में मेटल्स मे नॉट परफॉर्म मीडियम टू लॉन्ग टर्म दे मे they're highly high likely to perform. There's a very high chance of that. So from the medium to long term perspective, yes. Short term perspective, no. And particularly when I talk about Vedanta, so actually recently with the one of the global research firms report when we saw they are the short sellers and they had come out with a short report on it.
Yeah, yeah,
If I can recollect, it's Viceroy kind of a research. And
yes.
since then we have seen shorts getting built up in that stock. So for me, 470 is the level. If it takes off those levels, particularly you can see that those news are digested and you will see short covering. Till 470 levels are not taken off, you might have that selling pressure at the higher levels, friends. So stay away from it from the short term point of view. From medium to long term point of view, slowly and steadily, as it when it comes down with a staggered approach, you can accumulate.
Okay, got that. Next, we have Rahul Singh's question. He wants to know about Newland Labs. Today, the stock has really rallied sharply. He has this stock, in his portfolio. About 50 shares is what he has, and the price at which he's written in for Newland is. 11,800. Right now it's at 13,783, 12% higher at the day's high move. So sitting on profits, wants to know a short-term view on Newland Labs. Can he continue to hold on?
I think yes, 12,500 with that as a stop loss, you can. The stock's overall trend, momentum, volumes all are decent. So 12,500 till those levels are not broken. High chance the stock going above 18,000 as well.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question well. And lastly, Jay, we have to ask you your own choice of stocks as well. For all our viewers, like we always ask, there are so many of our viewers who always wait for your deep research stock insights that you always share on the channel.
Thank you so much, Sakshi, for letting me know that and for the kind words of yours as well as all the viewers and appreciating the same as well. And we always continue to try to put in my more than 100% efforts
Yes.
for all the viewers of business today, for sure. And Piramal Enterprise is one stock, Sakshi, which I believe that quantitatively we, from the derivatives point of view as well, we like. As a disclaimer, we have release a report, weekly report on Piramal Enterprise as well. So to our clients, so that's a disclaimer. It's trading currently at 1284, 85 levels. I think that downside 1200 till those levels are held on a closing basis. This stock has a potential to inch towards the levels of 1400 and thereafter 1500 as well. This is in FNO. So, one can have FNO strategy on this as well. I mean, maybe protective put or a cover call. Or probably one can accumulate this in the equity cash segment as well with a closing basis stop loss of 1200. I mean, this is one stock which is particularly, I'm very clear about it, Sakshi. The probability of an upside is quite high. Right now, otherwise in the market, if you see there is a lot of uncertainty as far as tariff war is concerned. And I don't know, unless you don't see a deal coming with US in India particularly, the stock markets might just trade sideways to negative. I mean, whatever attempts have come to provide a breakout on the upsides, actually, in three occasions we have seen relatively in the past 2.5 months. One was the RBI governors giving a bonanza kind of a monetary policy. Second was, Israel and Iran, tensions being eased off, and otherwise the breakout which had come due to India-Pak war that has eased off. All of them made a new high, but markets did not see a follow-up. So there's no follow-up, and the momentum is lacking. One has to be very, very selective and stock-specific in this current market. So PEL is one wherein I have high conviction. So that's a high conviction idea.
All right, a high conviction idea there for you viewers that Jay has shared, and I'm hoping that all of you are noting this down along with the ideas that he keeps on sharing on the channel with us. Thank you so much, Jay. Appreciate your time with us, and the strategies and the suggestions that you've shared with our viewers are always welcome. Thank you so much for being with us.
Pleasure to be on your show, Sakshi. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, viewers, 106 points down on the Nifty right now. So it's still moving at that pace. But look at the stock-specific action that actually continues. We've discussed so many of them that are actually in momentum as well in trade today. So we'll continue to track such, market movers for you throughout the course. Stay tuned with us. Market coverage continues on the other side. And I'll see you at the closing edition at 3 p.m.